Welcome back to the Business and AI podcast, where we explore how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the way companies operate and compete. In today's episode, we are driving into chapter 2 of Competing in the Age of AI by Marco Iansidi and Karim Lakhani. The title of this chapter is Rethinking the Firm. And as you see, this is about more than just tweaking business strategies. This is about completely reinventing what a company is and how it functions in an AI driven world. So, to kick things off, let's talk about a few examples. The authors highlight companies like Ant Financial, Ocado, and Peloton, which are rapidly growing because they have adopted new AI powered operating models. These companies have reimagined how businesses should function, using AI and digital networks as their core infrastructure. Now, let's break down how these companies differ from the traditional firms we are used to seeing. First up, we'll talk about Ant Financial. Ant Financial is the Chinese fintech giant that has become the largest financial technology company in the world. What's fascinating about Ant Financial is that it serves over 700 million users, yet it operates with fewer than 10,000 employees. Compare that to the traditional financial companies like Bank of America, which employs over 200,000 people to serve a fraction of the number of customers. So, what's the secret? Ant Financial has built its entire model on AI using data and machine learning to make real time decisions about things like credit scores, fraud detection, and loan approvals. Think about that for a moment. This company's operating model is essentially a giant AI factory. Ant Financial isn't just relying on a few AI tools here and there. The entire company is built on a platform that continuously processes data and learns from it. This allows the firm to offer personalized financial services at a scale and speed that traditional banks can't even dream of. Now, let's take a look at Ocado, a UK based online grocery retailer. What sets Ocado apart isn't just the fact that it's an online retailer, it's the level of AI integration in its operation. Ocado's warehouses are essentially run by algorithms. Robots move around and collect items. AI systems manage inventory, and the company's delivery system is optimized by machine learning models that continuously improve as they gather more data. Ocado's entire supply chain is automated and powered by data. Now, imagine this level of AI driven efficiency in other industries. Factories where machines constantly learn from the environment, hospitals where AI optimize patient care, or schools where AI tailor education to individual needs for each student. Ocado is just one example of what's possible when companies finally embrace AI as a backbone of their operation. Then let's look at Peloton, which is another example of a company redefining how firms create and deliver value. Peloton isn't just a fitness company, it's a tech company at its core. By combining digital content, AI, and hardware, Peloton has created a platform that offers personalized workout experiences to millions of users. Every time you ride a Peloton bike or take a class, the system collects data on your performance. This data helps Peloton offer personalized recommendation, improve class content, and optimize the overall user experience. Peloton is a great example of how AI can be used to transform even industries that seem non digital at first glance, like fitness. Now, let's dive into the theory behind these examples. What do Ant Financial, Ocado, and Peloton all have in common? They have all rethought what it means to be a firm in the AI era. Traditionally, firms were seen as organizations that brought people together to accomplish tasks that couldn't be done individually. This idea was driven by the need to lower transaction costs, the cost of organizing people, setting up supply chains, and ensuring that products or services were delivered efficiently. In the past, firms grew larger by adding more employees, building more factories, and expanding their physical presence. But today, in the age of AI, that model is being turned on its head. Firms no longer need to scale by adding more people or physical assets. Instead, they scale by adding more data, more algorithms, and more processing power. The operating models of AI driven firms allow them to scale almost infinitely without the traditional limits that have constrained businesses for centuries. These firms are not limited by geography or physical infrastructure. Instead, they can scale globally with digital networks and AI algorithms. And this is why Ant Financial can serve hundreds of millions of users with a fraction of the workforce compared to traditional banks. But scalability isn't the only advantage. AI driven firms also excel in scope and learning. Now let's break this down for a second. Let's look at scope. Scope refers to the range of activities a firm can perform. AI driven companies are able to expand their scope far beyond what was previously possible. Take Ant Financial, for example. It started as a simple payment platform, but it has since expanded into credit scoring, loans, wealth management, and even insurance, all thanks to the power of AI and data. Traditional firms would need entirely new departments and thousands of employees to expand in this way. But AI firms can do it seamlessly by integrating new data streams and algorithms into their existing platform. Now let's look at learning. Learning is the ability of a firm to improve and innovate over time. In traditional companies, learning is a slow and cumbersome process. Managers analyze performance, make decisions, and hope that things get better. In AI driven companies, learning happens continuously and in real time. Every interaction with a customer, every transaction, every data point feeds into the firm's AI systems, allowing them to get smarter and more efficient with each passing moment. This constant learning cycle is what gives AI driven firms a massive competitive advantage. Now, let's talk about the broader implications of these changes. AI driven firms are not just transforming industries like finance, retail, and fitness, they are reshaping entire global economy. As more companies adopt AI powered operating models, we are going to see a widening gap between firms that can leverage AI and those that can't. Believe me, traditional firms that fail to adapt will find themselves struggling to compete with companies that can scale infinitely, learn continuously, and offer a broader range of services at lower cost. In fact, we're already seeing this play out in industries like retail and transportation, where digital first companies are overtaking their traditional competitors. The message of chapter 2 is very clear. If companies want to survive and thrive in the age of AI, they need to rethink their entire operating models. It's not enough to just add AI as a tool, it needs to become the core of how businesses function. Companies need to embrace the scalability, scope, and learning that AI enables and use it to unlock new opportunities for growth and innovation. Let's wrap up this chapter. Um, we're just going to recap the main takeaways. In today's AI-driven world, firms that operate on digital networks and AI platforms have three advantages. Like I said, they can scale faster, they are more efficient, they can expand their scope into new areas seamlessly, and they can learn continuously from their data, allowing them to constantly improve. Companies like Ant Financial, Ocado, and Peloton are leading the way, and their success is showing us what is possible in this new era of AI. So that's it for today's episode of Business and AI podcast. I hope you enjoyed that deep dive into chapter 2. And in our next chapter, that's chapter 3, of course, we are going to be exploring the concept of the AI factory and how companies are building data driven decision factories to fuel their operations. Until then, stay curious. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and keep embracing the future of AI.